Good morning, everybody. Welcome to show one of Coffee with Hughes Realty. This is Sarah and Kyle Hughes here, and we will be talking today about a topic that I think is going to be pretty interesting for a lot of people out there, especially those looking to purchase a home. We're going to be going over zero down home loans, and I guess what motivated us to kind of talk on this one is I've been seeing a lot of stuff on like Facebook and Craigslist and different social media outlets lately that look kind of scamish, right? So
Yeah.
It looks like, people are trying to...
Yeah, and the other thing too is like, how do people, unless you're like, deep in the industry, how do you really know what's a scam, what's not a scam? A lot of this stuff, in real estate, it almost is so gimmicky that there has to be a catch. Obviously we kind of know the ins and outs of everything, so that's kind of why we wanted to bring it on this subject of zero down home loans, because I mean, I don't know about you, but I think people can see that and be like, too good to be true, and be skeptical right away too.
Well, yeah, and I think the big thing that people are asking is like, okay, well, zero down, what does that mean? So maybe we can also talk about what all goes into purchasing a home, because zero down isn't you walk into a house for free, right? Like, so there's closing costs, there's other fees attached.
Right.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
So I think we can just kind of go over, some really legit programs and just give you some information on that. So if you're thinking to
pros
move
and cons with all of them, because I guess you want to just jump into that right now too.
Yeah, let's jump right in.
So so zero down loan programs, there's different ones too, and knowing which one is best for you will save you a lot of money. So there's a USDA loan. It's a rural development loan. That loan is zero down, and it's it's a rural development loan. So I think even around our area right here, Jarrell has it. Parts of Hutto.
So that's shrinking.
Manor,
parts of Leander, but that's also shrinking. And then, I mean, if you go any farther out from the outskirts, you should be fine. But
most people don't want to, with our traffic here, most people don't want to be any farther than that away anyways.
Yeah. But. So, I mean, not to say those are bad areas. It's just realistically, most people who are looking want to be as close to the city center as possible. So,
if you fit that mold, though, of in those areas, it's an exceptionally great loan. The interest rates are great, and it is a legit zero down. Now, you do have closing cost, so that's the kind of the difference. I mean, maybe people think, hey, zero down, I get the house, I don't have to put anything out of pocket, but it's it's not true. Your down payment, your skin in the game on that loan.
So, how can you explain what is a down payment versus a closing cost?
Yeah, so a down payment is literally you're taking equity off that loan, more or less, in putting skin in that game. Otherwise the lender has 100% of that loan. You don't have any, really.
Mm-hmm. So no matter what house you buy or what loan you go with, down payment is a thing, right? And so that's what we're talking about today, is homes with a zero down payment. And so just like to kind of touch on that, just so everyone can have like a reference. If you were purchasing a $200,000 house, and you needed to know, okay, well, what the heck with a USDA loan would I most likely need to bring out of pocket to close on that? So it's zero down, but I still might need money, right?
Yep. You'll still have your closing costs. So, but another thing you can do too is you can always, depending if it's a builder or if it's a resale property, you can see if the seller can negotiate some of those closing costs for you too. So you really do have a true zero down loan all in. Somebody's paying those costs though. So, I mean, you got to negotiate, say it's $4 or $5 grand, you're going to have to negotiate those. So your price point of your investment might be a little bit higher, but at the same point, can you get in for zero down? Pretty dang close, yes, I would say.
Yeah, I think it's a really great option for people who maybe are renting right now and they're just like dismissing it, like, no, I don't have $20,000 saved up. I can't purchase a home.
Well, you know what's funny to me about that is I find so many people are like, oh, we're saving up for a down payment, and then I ask them, like, well, what do you plan on putting down? They're like, oh, I don't know, maybe $3,000-$4,000, and I'm like, interesting enough, like, actually, if you put like $1,000 down, additionally down, it's only going to change your monthly payment, your PITI, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, by like $7,
Which
plus
is,
or minus, a little bit, but it's nothing.
yeah, which is really funny, actually, if you think about it, with the Austin market especially. It's like, hey, wouldn't you rather just get into that house now and build up that equity so in a year or two you could, you're sitting on equity and could sell it and have several $1,000s equity
in at interest rates where they have been, right around that high 3s to like mid 4s, like that's a pretty, low interest rate, really, so.
Yeah, so getting back on topic then with the USDA. So that's going to be people who are looking in rural areas.
Yeah.
And if that's something you're looking for, just call us. We can certainly set you up in a search, and we'll let you know which houses are within those boundary lines.
Yeah. And again, fantastic loan if you're looking in those areas. If you want to be more in, hey, I want to be in Austin proper, Pflugerville, I want to be in the heart of Round Rock, you know what, we're going to have to take a different path with that. So
yeah, let me touch on one other thing too with the USDA. So who can qualify for that? There are credit score requirements for this, right?
I don't know exactly what USDA is, but I think it's similar to like FHA in like qualifying. So I want to say it's around maybe like a 580 plus credit score, but if you have 580, I think everything else has to be like perfect. So you really, from what I've been told, you want to really shoot for that like 630 at minimum or above.
Okay, cool. Well, that's one option. Let's jump down and talk about another option.
You want to go on the grants?
Yeah, so let's talk about the grants a little bit. So another option to get very little out of pocket to purchase a home are grant programs.
Yeah, so this is another zero down loan. Let's say you're like, hey, I want to be in Round Rock, I want to be in Pflugerville, I want to be in Austin proper or Cedar Park. What are you going to do? But you still want to have that zero down loan. So they have a couple different grant programs that are great options, and they are zero down loans. How they work is there's a grant that literally pushes a certain percentage of your sales price. Say it's you buy a $200,000 house, they're going to take a certain percentage. Say it's a 5%, and they're going to give you 5% of $200,000 towards your down payment and closing costs. So they run it through an FHA loan, but it has like a grant attached to it. For those that don't know about FHA, it's a 3.5 down loan. And
I'd say that's a pretty common loan. A lot of people use that.
Man, I've had several people get in literally under $500. And some have been more on like the $200, and some have been more like $650.
Wait, so rewind. Say that again, because I feel like that's something that I'm like, that doesn't even sound believable. You've had people move into a house. Moved into a nice. This isn't like a shack, out in the woods. This is a house.
Really good, yeah.
In, say,
fantastic.
Hutto, Cedar Park, somewhere like that. They moved into a house for $500 or so out of pocket.
Yeah, I think honestly, I kind of gave you a range on that, but honestly, I think my last one was like $49.
Yeah. And so this is kind of why I feel like we felt the need to share this and do this today, because you would not believe how many people reach out and they just don't know. And it's like, what you don't know, right? And so that's the whole point, is we want to share this with you. It's like, why spend your money renting? Why throw that money out when you could be living in a house that fits all of your needs? We'll find you the house you're looking for. You can have that yard you're wanting, be in the school district you're wanting, be close to work, whatever you're needing, we can do that for you. Get you in for very low.
Yeah, like that one was 49. Like that, that was kind of crazy, but honestly, on the high side. Now strategizing how we got that too is we had to have some seller concessions to make that happen. And another thing with us, we work with our lenders to get lender concessions too, and really fight to get a good rate and help shop that rate for our clients to get your payment lower and to be able to kind of fit your goals on your cash out of pocket, because everybody has different goals on that. And to be frank, most people don't want to put money down. They'd rather, make it payment based and hold on to their cash, you know?
Right. And I think, too, it's important to know, I think everyone likes to think, everyone in all professions are created equal. But just like with everything, not all realtors are created equal. Not all realtors even know about these programs either, or are willing to, share them with their clients, or, there's the easy way to do things, and then there's the way to get what you want accomplished, right?
Yeah.
So we can get creative with everyone and their situation in order to make whatever your particular situation looks like.
Exactly. Well, because all the different loan programs have different benefits and not. We have another one that arguably is going to crush the one we just talked about. But if you don't know how to use it, you're not going to be able to use it appropriately, and you're just not maximizing the loan, I guess, what you could do.
So before we hit that one, I want to circle back to grant programs. So let's talk limitations on this one. Are there any location limitations, income limitations?
I think, and there's two different grants, and those grants have different, different criteria. But I think the main limitation on that is going to be income. So if you make over, I don't remember if it was like 80,000 or 120,000, something like that. Yeah. But if you were to exceed that, you don't qualify for the grant. There's obviously a lot more in it than just that. You have to qualify for everything else. But I don't think it's much different or that much crazier than qualifying for an FHA loan or really anything else. It's pretty straightforward if debt to income makes sense, and you need the cash to do it.
Yeah, I think they're all pretty straightforward. You don't have to jump through too many hoops. It's just a matter of, like I said, figuring out what you're needing, and then we'll help guide you into one that maybe fits that mold for you.
Yeah.
But so let's
just before we switch over there, another thing I just thought about is interest rates. As a consumer, how do you know? Am I getting a good deal? Am I not getting a good deal? I think a lot of consumers can kind of get on edge a little bit on that, and am I doing the right thing? And in our experience, we've seen a lot of the bigger banks, and this is, compartmentalizing. It's not necessarily that case for sure for everybody, but their interest rates were bad. And part of the reason they were bad is because they had, a big structured organization. They had managers to pay. They had managers managing the managers, and just the hierarchy of that company structure cost a lot of money. So were they making their money? Well, instead of a 4% interest rate, you're going to pay 4.5%. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So that's a ton of money over the course. I know an example. I guess Sarah and I purchased a house this December, built a new one, and but I went and got quotes for my mortgage, and we saved nearly $100 a month.
Which is crazy when you think about it, what that is over the course of the loan. And you'd think how, I feel like, we're well known in the industry. We've been realtors for a long time. People know us. We have good relationships. And, we shopped around like everybody else, right? We had to do our due diligence to get those lower rates because it was so different. And these are people we work with all the time,
Yeah, and I truly feel they gave us the best deal they could have gave us.
Of course.
End of the day, everybody's looking out to get the best deal for their family and get it hooked up. So the importance on knowing kind of how that game and system works. For us, it saved us $100 a month. So
yeah, and just touching on that real quick too, a little off topic, but just something to kind of be aware of too, is I know there's a lot of programs out there where the lender, whichever one you use, kind of like the big bank situation, where they say, oh, okay, use our realtor that we have in-house, and we can maybe get you a better interest rate. So I was talking to someone on this recently, and there's catches with everything, right? So the catch with that was, sure, use our realtor, but then they hide those realtor fees back into the loan, which actually...
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
And so, no matter what you do, I guess just do your due diligence, and, we're here for you as a resource too. And so let's go ahead. Should we hop down to the
loan? So we just got another program brought to our attention, which we're really, really, really excited about. This program is a true zero down loan.
We're so excited about this one. If I had known about this one a couple of years ago, it would have been a game changer. I would have used this loan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Super cool.
It's pretty cool. Yep.
Zero down, zero closing cost. there's no or minimum credit score.
What? Repeat that.
Yeah.
Say that one more time.
There's no minimum credit score on that too.
So that's crazy. Like, I just take a second to take that in. There's no minimum credit score.
Yep.
I mean, that's a game changer.
And I think one of the best things on it too, outside of a true zero down, no credit, is the fact that you can look absolutely anywhere. They don't really have restrictions on where you're looking, and interest rates are at or below current market rate. So remember when I talked to you about the grant program? So the grant, I mean, that's gonna, how they make their money on that 5-6% is they're gonna bump that rate up for you. So in turn, your payment's gonna be higher.
Yeah. So I mean, and so let's go back to the no credit requirement. So that's pretty cool. But I do want to let you guys know that the only thing with that is you just have to show steady proof of making your payments. So I mean, you have to pay your bills and everything.
Yeah, like
you have to show that you're paying your cell phone bill, you're paying your utility bills. You have to pay it on time, and that's what they're needing to see. They don't,
I think they look at credit,
okay,
but they're not basing it off of credit. We're I don't know if any of you guys have applied before. It's kind of some lenders are black and white, say no, you don't fit our mold. Goodbye. Call us in 8 months, and they don't do anything for you. Don't get you on a plan, and you're lost, which is super frustrating. But they don't base it just on that. It's kind of more like, hey, more down to earth, I would say, hey, do you pay your stuff on time?
Yeah.
Do you pay your rent on time? Do you pay your cell phone bill on time?
I think that they understand, just like we do, and I think all lenders understand it too, it's just their hands are sometimes tied, is that life happens, right?
True.
Things happen where people's credit gets impacted, and you shouldn't be penalized for several years for that, right? So if you're making your payments on time, and you're doing what you need to do, and you're showing responsibility with stuff like that, this program could be a really good option for you if you don't have great credit.
Absolutely. And another thing too, this is kind of off the zero down programs. Well, it is and is not, but I think a lot of people, initially are like, hey, I need to save up, 20% down. I want to buy a house. And I know we kind of briefly touched on it, but, I with money at, being so cheap to borrow, I don't see any value on putting 20% down versus going with a sweet zero down loan like this if everything makes sense and it's in the area you want, etc.
Yeah, and I think the bottom line for a lot of people too is just what is their monthly going to look like? If they can get in with nearly nothing out of pocket and their monthly is where they want it, it's like, okay, it makes sense. It's a good loan, and especially this one with the interest rates being at or below the industry kind of standard. How cool is that, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. But, like what you were going to say too is keep in mind too, if you put 20% down, let's say you buy a $200,000 house, okay, we're
whipping out the calculator right now.
Well, yeah, so you do 25, let's just say 20% down. So that's $40,000 down on a $200,000 house. And remember I said roughly around like $7. So let me see what that is here. So it's 40 grand, 40 times, let's see. So would you rather put, $40,000 down to reduce your payment by $280? That's all it does. It is $280.
Is that a month or a year?
That's per month.
Okay.
So less than $300. Granted, there is some mortgage insurance and different stuff, but
sure,
some of these other programs don't have it either. So I think it's smart to just compare apples to apples because, hey, you can go put 40 grand down, but why do you want to put 40 grand down to save $280? You probably spend $100 at Starbucks in a month. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think too, especially with kind of this segment too, is I don't think we're even. I think that's a great point, but I also think that people who can do that probably have already explored those options, right?
Probably,
so this, I feel like right now it's kind of like we're talking to people who are out there and they're wondering, can I even get into a house?
Right.
I have like $1,000 in my savings account.
Yeah.
Can I get into a house?
Yeah, definitely. And I guess I would just stress hey, if it fits the mold on the area and everything lines up, it's a fantastic option.
So,
really.
Let's go back to that last program because that one I think is pretty dang cool and it's relatively new to me, and I'm really excited about it. So you said it's 0 down, great interest rates, no credit requirement. Can we talk on two things? Can we talk closing costs, and then also can we talk about what they need to do as far as attending a home buyer class?
Yes. So the only catch in that program, which is a very good catch, is there's an educational class tied to it. So you guys would go to like a 4-hour class workshop and learn all about home buying. You're going to learn, hey, what to ask, what to look for in a realtor. What is earnest money? What's option money? You're going to learn some budgeting stuff too, even just with your finances. And then they're going to look at your current rent right now, and they're going to also, correlate that back to like what you want, and then position a payment for you that makes sense.
So that's pretty cool. I mean, 4 hours your time. It's on a weekend, I'm assuming. 4 hours your time, and all you're doing is learning educational stuff that'll help prepare you to be a good homeowner. That doesn't seem. That seems pretty good.
I know, that's what I said. I'm like, there's a catch. It's going to take some time, but honestly, there's a good return on that just to know that value. So
yeah, regardless, I feel like that's something all buyers should do. So yeah, that I think is pretty cool. You can get your coffee and just go ahead to that class.
Exactly.
And
spend the weekend.
Okay, cool. And then one other question I had on that one is in regards to closing costs. So is that covered as part of the loan, or is that going to be separate?
That is covered as a part of the loan. And the best part about that, there's no, they're not tacking anything onto the loan. There's no funding fee. So it's pretty much, it's true. Like, it's true. There's no closing cost. So
really the only thing someone would need to the only money anyone would need for this type of loan would just be their earnest money or their deposit on the house, correct?
Yeah, yep, I believe so. You may have to pay out of pocket for the appraisal, which you do in any loan, but I don't, I'm so new to it too. I'm helping somebody, with it right now. And we're signed up to get more information and just keep educating ourselves, because it was like, hello, this is awesome.
I know. When you told me about it, I was like that emoji with like the head, like blasting off. I was like, wait, this is
awesome.
And this is pretty cool. I'm like, we've been in the business for quite some time, and we do a ton of deals. And I'm like, we had never run across this before.
Yeah.
So,
I even more so into that. Yeah. I called several different lenders that we worked with. Not one of them has even heard of this program before.
So this is kind of our little secret.
You get our secret sauce, the Hughes Realty secret sauce. You can come to us, and we'll give you the information.
Yeah, and it's one of those too. I feel like I'm a very, I want to say skeptical. I don't want to say, I'm optimistic, but I'm also a very skeptical person by nature, where when something sounds too good to be true, I have to definitely do my due diligence and look into it. I can honestly say this one legitly just seems good. It's good all the way around. And I don't see any, besides that 4-hour home buyer class, which again, I view as a benefit, I don't see anything that would be like a catch at all. I feel like this is not a scam.
There's not a catch. And even the purpose of them building this, is almost like, to protect the consumer. So the whole purpose, it's
predatory loans, right?
Yeah. So it's really like, if you know about it, it's an insanely amazing purchase. Now, there is a requirement on like a max purchase price.
Sure.
And they do that differently per zip code, but it's a super heavy one. It's still, I think it almost like $300,000 or something like that. So you can still, you can do quite a bit.
Yeah. And then, so I know this is just a tad off topic, but I want to talk about it because I feel like this video is for a lot of people who maybe don't have that money up front and are just worried about purchasing a home. So the cool thing too, I just want to remind everyone, is when you purchase a home, your mortgage payment is paid in arrears. Okay, so just keep that in mind too, is if you're a little worried about maybe your rent ending or your lease ending at a certain time, and with rent, you don't pay for that first month that you live in the house, you pay for it the following month. So essentially I kind of call it your free month, which helps give you a little bit of cushion too to play with when you move into a property.
Yep, so. Exactly. And sometimes it's more than that. Sometimes it's, month and a half or 2 months. It just depends how, kind of like the date when you close. Yep. But it's a really nice little cushion.
It is.
I know, I said that Sarah and I bought a house. And when did we close? December?
So we closed
17?
on December 8th.
Okay, so we closed December 8th. And I will be paying the first payment today.
Yep.
And I think it's the second, so I better get on that.
But, yep. So it's kind of a fun little thing too. So, yeah, just to kind of wrap this up, this was a really fun first
Yeah,
coffee.
it's super fun, and it's we're trying to bring real content information to say, hey, what is going on? Because there's so much talk out there about all this different stuff. What's a scam? What's not? I hope we were transparent too with, hey, the restrictions and the benefits, pros and cons with these loans. And if you're looking or going to be in the market looking, we'll talk to you on your goals, and then really position or advise you, hey, maybe this program would be best because this has this, it has this.
Yeah, and I would say too, I mean, right now, it's February 2nd. It's a great time to start thinking about it. Don't wait to call us until like the week before you want to start going out and looking, right? Call now. We'll get you set up in a position to line you up for when the time's right for you. It's never, and I tell everyone this, it's never too early to start thinking about it and to start doing the steps that you need to get you in place to purchase.
And it's smart to do it too, because let's say you apply, go through the steps, and they're like, oh wow, I forgot I had this on my credit, something came up, or crap, I had a late payment, I totally forgot. Well, those are potential issues. So if we have time on our side, that's gonna cure those issues.
Yep, exactly. Well, cool.
Yeah. I mean, cool. Yeah, that was fun for our first one.
That was fun, and as always, you guys can reach us at any time. Phone, send us a Facebook message, email, whatever works best for you.
Are we going to be putting this up to Facebook too?
Yeah, let's pump this to Facebook.
So I would say, are we business page?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So I would say, hey, if you guys have questions on this, feel free just to just comment in Facebook, and we'll get back to you on those. Or if you give us a call if you want to just kind of chat around on it too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Cool. Well, we look forward to helping you out. You guys have a great morning, and we will catch you soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye.